or somebody very important that is interested in me, I will not want to follow that person because I don't want them to see that I have that low self-esteem. Even worse, when they follow that person, this is where it gets interesting, where it gets nasty. When they follow somebody, right, let's say they go out with someone that has high self-esteem or someone that is good, they may start seeing that that person is too good for them. And before you know it, they may start worshipping that person, they may start seeing that person as their all and all, because low self-esteem is you rejecting yourself. So when you reject yourself, you may start idolizing other people, or you may feel that you may be doing things so other people can praise you to make you feel good about yourself. These things are not something that you do consciously. It's something that is just going on within you. You don't sit down and say, okay, I'm not good enough for this person, so I'm going to be doing things that make this person fall in love with me, make this person like, no, it doesn't happen. It's just something that you undertake. And what is at the background is because you don't feel good enough. And the things that kind of affect this low self-esteem, high self-esteem is sometimes it's the upbringing, how if your parents were too harsh, they're too critical, it can affect your level of self-esteem. It can be some hardship. Let's say you were raped or you were attacked or you were beaten or you were injured or something. And because of that, you feel that you are weak or something like that, So all those things, there's several factors that affect your self-esteem. You understand what I'm saying? Some people will say there's a genetic element to it, But what I'm trying to get here is this. When you have low self-esteem, you are cautious of the way you approach life. You don't go all out in your life. You kind of limit your exposure. You don't go for the best of the best because you are afraid that people may find that you're not good enough. And again, there is always this constant worry. This constant, I'm not good enough. If I do this person will say this. If I do that, this person will say this. Those are signs of people who are suffering from poor, low self-esteem. These are signs of it. And do you know what's funny now? It was even interesting about the self-esteem. I discovered that people that have low self-esteem, right? People that have low self-esteem, they are the people that tend to develop mental health disorders. I'm telling you, things like anxiety, depression, because they are always constantly worried about this and worried about that and worried about this, that becomes part of their personality. And because it becomes part of their personality over time, it starts interrupting their normal life. The commentary is always there, you're not good enough. Oh, this girl that you're looking at, she will find that you're not good enough and she'll leave you. So all this worry and depression and negative emotion is always playing at them. It becomes part of their personality, and over time, it prevents them from doing things that they want to do in their life. And if they are not careful, it sends them to a psychiatric home. You see, that is why self-esteem is very, very important. And it's sad, it's very, very terrible, because in our school system, we don't talk about it. I can tell you a lot of Africans suffer from low self-esteem. And part of it has to do with racism, part of it has to do with the disenfranchised environment we find ourselves in. Some of them have to do with the social order, because maybe your dad is a gutter cleaner, then you don't have money at home and you are suffering. And then over time, you start feeling like, if my dad did not make it, how can I make it? Or maybe your parents are divorced, or maybe your dad is a drunk or something else. You have a broken family or stuff like that. So those things affect your self-esteem. You get my point? So what I'm trying to say is that people that have high self-esteem, the chances of them developing mental disorders are quite low. And even if they do, they can manage it because they are not constantly preoccupied with anxiety and their thought of their depressive thoughts. That is not a running commentary. Understand? So what the essence of this video is for me to let you know that self-esteem, how you see yourself, is very, 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 very important. Because how you see yourself affects the decisions you make. And that is what is important. I don't want you to miss in this whole thing. You can miss the whole video, but I don't want you to miss this. How you see yourself is very, very important. Very, very important. I can't state it for enough. Because if you see yourself as a valuable person, as an important person, then you are going to make decisions that will match how you see yourself. Understand? You are going to go for the jobs that will get you the big bucks. You're going to go for the jobs that will make people see you as the CEO of company, the this of that, the that of that, the best this of that, the best player, the best worker. You're going to go for those positions. But when you have low self-esteem, what you are doing throughout your life is you are trying to go under the radar. You don't want to be noticed. You don't want to be the center of attention. Because if you are, people can see that you are not good enough. That is the mindset. So what I want, so it's kind of tragic. So as a psychologist and as a therapist, that's what I focus on. I help people develop their self-esteem because I believe that one way to help the African child, to help African people, is by developing their self-esteem. If they see themselves more positively and evaluate their abilities more positively, you don't have to worry about what they'll do with their life. They'll be okay as long as they have that positive view of themselves. You act in accordance to how you see yourself. That's how life is. Anybody you see stealing, killing, it goes down to how that person see themselves. You understand? So that's very, very important. So that's what I want to talk about in this video. So self-esteem is very important, and you should do all you can to improve your self-esteem. And there are ways to do that. So that's very, very important because it affects the decisions you make in life. So on that note, I'm out, and I just wish you, like I said, Happy New Year's, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do share it, and I want people to learn from it. We Africans need to develop our self-esteem. It will do us a lot of good. So on that note, I'm out. It's the Dark Prophet.